What is going on, everybody? It is your boy Baddog back with another New York Giants video. Don't forget tonight, 9:15 Eastern Standard Time, 10:15 a.m. Thursday morning in the Philippines. Baddog will be live for the Lakers and Pelicans. We'll be tuning in for that. Looks like Lisa Ann will be joining me as she's running away with the vote. I didn't know who the hell that was until everybody told me. Probably won't recognize her. She will have clothes on in the stream, but I hope that you will swing by and hang out with me anyway as we call the Laker game. Should be a lot of fun. Let's see if the Lakers can get to 14-0 when I stream their games. So this video, I did one about Chase Young and Andrew Thomas a couple days ago, and I kind of wanted to put this one out there as well. Now, I'm not assuming the Giants are going to pick second in this video. I'm assuming, say the Giants beat Miami, say they beat Washington. This is very possible. Both of those teams are terrible. Very possible that we win those two games. And also, say the last game of the season, the Cowboys have a really tough schedule coming up. The Eagles is not as tough. The Eagles have an easier schedule. Say somehow the Eagles have it locked up. They don't play everybody in that last game, and we end up beating them, and we finish 5-11, and we end up picking ninth. Chase Young and Andrew Thomas probably not making it there. We're going to assume that Dave Gettleman does not trade up. Been a lot of talk about the Giants needing a number one wide receiver. Perhaps they do, perhaps they don't. I'm of the advocate that they don't. But for draft's sake and for this video's sake, we're going to say that they do. They did just sign Sterling Shepard and Golden Tate to 4-year deals. Sterling Shepard's had 2 concussions this year. Golden Tate is in concussion protocol now as we speak. And, of course, Darius Slayton's probably been our best receiver, but is he a true number one? He's a rookie, so who knows how he'll do next year. But it does look like he has nice chemistry with Daniel Jones. But the fact of the matter is the Giants don't have a pure number one receiver. There are 2 guys that I'd like to talk about that are pure number one receivers coming out of the draft. And I'm just curious, if we're picking ninth and say we are going wide receiver, which one would you guys prefer? Now we'll start with my guy, obviously. I'm a Sooner fan. We know that. So Ceedee Lamb is my favorite receiver in this draft. I love Ceedee Lamb. He's a good-sized kid. He's 6'2", 191. Obviously, he can get a little thicker as it goes along. Pro-wise, they compare him to Reggie Wayne. We all know how good Reggie Wayne was. Of course, pro comparison really doesn't matter. That's a guy is similar to me, looking at the guy running around and going, oh, yeah, he looks like Reggie Wayne. So anybody can do that. So I really don't put much stock in that. But watching Ceedee Lamb play every week, I know what he brings. The big play capability. He has the capability to make incredible catches. I've said this a number of times. A lot of you guys probably haven't seen it, but I'm not comparing him to Odell Beckham, but his catch radius is as good as Odell Beckham's. I mean, Ceedee Lamb has made some of the most ridiculous catches you'd ever want to see. He is fantastic after the catch and getting yards after the catch and making a lot of defenders miss. Now, in his career, he's got 157 receptions, 2,964 yards, and 32 touchdowns. In his 3 years at Oklahoma, he averages almost 19 yards per reception. Of course, it doesn't hurt that Ceedee Lamb has had pretty good quarterbacks throwing to him in his day. As a freshman, he worked with Baker Mayfield. Now, of course, Hollywood Brown was part of that team, so Ceedee Lamb may have not got the reps that Hollywood Brown did, nor the targets. But in his freshman season, he had 807 yards and 7 touchdowns. In his sophomore season last year, which was big season, he had 65 catches, 1,118 yards, 11 touchdowns. Of course, that was Kyler Murray throwing to him. Both Baker Mayfield and Kyler Murray in the NFL now, both number 1 overall picks, and both won the Heisman. So it's really not like he had bad quarterbacks throwing to him. He's had pretty good quarterbacks throwing him the ball. This year, he's just under 1,000 yards. He has 46 catches for 999 yards, 14 touchdowns. He's actually averaging almost 22 yards a catch this year, which is the best he's done, and that's with Jalen Hurts, the quarterback. And Jalen Hurts actually runs a lot, but Jalen Hurts also, until recently, was probably a top candidate for the Heisman Trophy. He's fallen off because he's turned the ball over in Oklahoma and started to play poorer defense and not look as sharp as they did over the first 6-7 games of the year. So Jalen Hurts has fallen off a little bit. But Jalen Hurts is still a pretty damn good quarterback. Also, when you take into consideration, when you look at the 2 numbers, because Jerry Jeudy's numbers are a little less, I'm not going to say worse because his numbers are not worse. They're great. Jerry Jeudy has great numbers as well, but they're lesser than Ceedee Lamb. And part of that is you got to remember this. Oklahoma plays in the Big 12, and there's no bones about it. The Big 12 is not known for defense. They air the ball out. They play at a quicker pace, and there's really no great defensive teams in the Big 12. There just isn't, as opposed to the SEC where there's much better defenses there. So, you can take Ceedee Lamb's numbers for what they're worth, and again, numbers only tell half the story. I watch Ceedee Lamb play every week. Ceedee Lamb is an explosive Big play receiver with good size, good speed, fantastic hands. A guy that I definitely would want on the New York Giants without a doubt. I would love to have Ceedee Lamb on the Giants if we decided to go wide receiver. Again, I don't want a wide receiver, so don't get me wrong. Don't act like I'm saying I want either Andrew Thomas or Chase Young. I'll say that till I'm blue in the face. I think even if we're picking ninth, we should trade up whatever the hell it takes to get one of those two guys. Obviously, to go from 9 to 2 or whatever to get Chase Young, it'd cost you a fortune. Andrew Thomas, maybe not so much. Maybe even Andrew Thomas somehow does fall to 9. I doubt it. But regardless, like I said, for argument's sake, we're just talking about taking a wide receiver. And between these two receivers, I'd like to know who you'd like. I don't know how much Oklahoma football you guys watch. I don't know how much Alabama you watch. I don't know how much college football you watch. Like I said, I also like Henry Ruggs. I think he's a later first-round pick. And T. Higgins at Clemson, I like him too. But again, this is just for argument's sake because I think Ceedee Lamb and Jerry Jeudy are the two best receivers in this draft. Jerry Jeudy, again, a good-sized kid, 6'1", 192. Ceedee Lamb and Jerry Jeudy about the same size. Jerry Jeudy has 148 catches, 2,512 yards, 25 touchdowns in his career. Of course, he had Tua thrown to him until recently. Now it's Mac Jones, but obviously doesn't hurt to have Tua throwing you the ball. He's one of the best quarterbacks in college football and probably was going to be the consensus #1 overall pick until the unfortunate hip injury that he suffered a couple of weeks back. Now, Jerry Jeudy didn't do anything in his freshman season, so most of his numbers are over the last 2 years. He only caught 14 passes and scored 2 touchdowns his freshman year. Now, the last 2 years, he's had 134 receptions, over 2,000 yards, and 23 touchdowns. A lot of people think Jerry Jeudy is the best receiver in this class. And again, playing against SEC defenses, it's a little bit more difficult when you play against teams like Auburn or play against LSU. You're going to have a much more difficult time throwing the ball down the field than you are in the Big 12. So again, you can take the numbers for what they're worth. I watch a lot of Alabama football. I saw all I wanted to see of Jerry Jeudy last year in the Orange Bowl when they ran roughshod over my Sooners. He is definitely a big, strong NFL-type wide receiver. A lot of people have Jerry Jeudy going in the top 5. This is how good he is as far as a prospect goes. And again, if the Giants went wide receiver and took Jerry Jeudy, you're not going to get a problem for me. I'm not going to sit there and scream from the mountaintops they should have taken Ceedee Lamb. I think that these guys are both really good, and I do think they're both game changers on the outside. Now, the only thing I'll say is I do think Ceedee Lamb is a better guy. I think he's got better hands. I think he's better after the catch. I think Jerry Jeudy is just a bigger, stronger, more physical wide receiver. So who knows, when you get to the NFL level, which one plays out better. But both of these guys are phenomenal talents. And like I said, for argument's sake, see the Giants are going wide receiver. Which one would you guys prefer? We might get Alabama and Oklahoma in the Sugar Bowl this year anyway. That could very well happen depending on how everything plays out over the next 2 weeks. Obviously, I'm hoping Oklahoma wins out and somehow, Utah loses to Oregon. Somehow LSU beats Georgia. That's what I would need. I still don't know if that's enough to get Oklahoma to jump Alabama in the, in the rankings. Oklahoma they'd have to win convincingly over Oklahoma State this week. And of course, they'd probably have to blow out Baylor this time around to the Big 12 championship to have any chance. So Alabama's not going to be playing for their conference championship. So this is their last game. So Oklahoma does have a chance to jump Alabama, and it'll be very interesting to see. But I think a lot of times in the bowl games is where you get a really good look at how good these receivers are on a big stage. And as I said last year, I saw Jerry Jeudy all I wanted to. He destroyed our secondary. Then again, it's Oklahoma secondary, and a lot of receivers do have big games against Oklahoma secondaries. So I think both. You look at the numbers; they're very similar. You look at the sizes of the guys; they're very similar. And again, I don't know if you guys watch Alabama. I don't know if you watch Oklahoma. I don't know how much college football you watch or who you watch, who your team is. But I wanted to put that out there today. If we're drafting 9th, 10th, somewhere in that area, and both Chase Young and Andrew Thomas are off the board, do you guys want to go Ceedee Lamb or Jerry Jeudy? Or is there another wide receiver in the mix, like I said, like a Henry Ruggs or a T. Higgins or somebody of that nature that you would rather have than Ceedee Lamb or Jerry Jeudy? So just answer that. I don't, in the comment section, don't be like, oh, Andrew Thomas, Chase Young, oh, this linebacker over here, this lineman over here. I want Grant Delpit from LSU if we're picking. I understand you probably don't want a wide receiver. I get that. But for argument's sake, for this video, if you had to choose between Ceedee Lamb and Jerry Jeudy, which wide receiver would you want to be in Giants Blue? It really does suck that I have to make these videos before Thanksgiving. This is the second damn draft video, kind of, that I've made before Thanksgiving. So, again, I'll mention Thanksgiving tonight, and I'm going to have a video on that tomorrow, because I really do want to give thanks to all you guys and girls that make my channel what it is. So I want to do a special video for that. Thank you videos don't usually get a lot of views, but it's something I want to do. So I hope you, like I said, I hope you tune in for the Lakers tonight, and I hope you watch that video tomorrow. And, if I don't see you tonight, I don't hear from you tomorrow, have a happy Thanksgiving. And until next time, guys, it is Baddog, and I am gone. Peace!